Hello, everyone. Welcome back to yet another political episode. We are back, and we got to talk about the Florida primaries that occurred on Tuesday, this Tuesday. And this was specifically due to the United States Senate. So we got U.S. Senate results. Um, the Democrat nominee has been selected, and the Republican nominee, we know who it's going to be. It's going to be Rick Scott. We'll be talking about that in a little bit. But looking at the Democrat primary, you will see that Debbie Mucarsel-Powell has won the Democrat primary by 68.5% of the popular vote. And people are like, who's Mucarsel-Powell? And I will tell you this. I believe she is. Let's see. Oh, yeah, she was born in Ecuador, actually. All right. So, yeah, she's a Democrat, obviously. So she is a U.S. representative from Florida's 26th district. She comes from that, I would say, that uh, close to Miami area. I would say Broward County. There racially it's 73 point Hispanic, and this is part of a pivotal plan of kind of getting back Hispanics in a part of the getting back the Hispanic vote in the Democrat Party. I can definitely see it because what we have seen recently was Ron DeSantis winning a majority of Hispanic voters by a landslide. We've seen, of course, Marco Rubio winning a majority of Hispanic voters by a landslide. Hispanic voters in Florida have basically gone to the Republican Party, and now it seems that I'm guessing, I don't know, we have Debbie McCarcel-Powell. She might be a Latina. I don't know. Yeah, she is Ecuadorian American and the first South American born immigrant to serve as a member of U.S. Congress. Uh, yeah, she was defeated in Miami-Dade County in her 2020 bid for re-election by Mayor Carlos Gimenez, and he's honest, and this means she's not incumbent right now. She was defeated in 2020. That said, interestingly enough. So, how did she do? So, she, of course, received 68.5% of the popular vote, fueled by Hispanic voters but of the Democratic Party. I would say Latina voters in general. Uh, and she wins almost every county except these two counties in the Panhandle. There's Gadsden County, and then there's Liberty County. I'm going to say it. The Gadsden County is the only African American county in Florida, the only black populated county in Florida. And it used to be African Americans were the strong racial minority in Florida. And then, of course, uh, when immigration was a thing in the United States, being right by Cuba and just you would say the Caribbean would allow more African Americans to come in. That's true. But Cuba in general, under a regime, as you should know, a regime led thousands of migrants coming into Florida. I would assume legally. Okay, there's a lot of illegals in Florida, but we're not going to point out and say every um, Hispanic and Latino is illegal. But uh, let's just say they came in to Florida, and now pretty much the African Americans have a very, very small minority in Florida, with Gadsden County being the only black county. Um, Stanley Campbell ended up winning this county by, let's just say, 4 point against to Debbie McCarcel-Powell, who received 39% of the popular vote. Stanley also picked up Liberty County, which barely voted for him by 4 votes. Yeah, 95%. I think it's done, locked and said. 95% of those votes are in. It's most likely going for him. But yeah. So how did each candidate do? Okay, Debbie McCarcel-Powell probably did her best. Let's see. She did her best in Monroe, and that makes sense because that is, I would assume, the county um, the county that she, in this case, no, she didn't. She didn't. Yeah, she had mainly Collier, unless districts changed, borders changed. You know they always do. They actually did. Never mind. They actually did. So this is what it looked like. So yes, never mind. This was she probably resided from that county. I don't know if she resides from that county. I don't know. It usually says the city where she came from, but this is pretty much the area here. So yeah, no doubt about it. Monroe County, which is was a part of that said district. I don't think it is a part of it anymore. Maybe a little bit of it is, but that's honestly not important. Monroe County, 88% of the popular vote. That's her best performing county. Now, Campbell ended up performing his best in Gadsden County, and I'm going to be honest, it's probably because he's a black voter. He's a black candidate, right? Because once again, this is an African American county. It is the only black African American county in the said um, state of Florida. Once again, identity politics could very well be a part of it. Like the like Debbie McCarcel-Powell was getting more Hispanic voters down in the dipper point of Florida over here. So, interestingly enough, yeah, Stanley Campbell, 19.6%. Well, yeah, he gets Gadsden County by 43. It's not the strongest African American county. That's like I'm saying, African American minority is becoming more of a minority each caucus. So who knows? Maybe next caucus in 2030, this county will be probably Caucasian. The more people come in, and this county is the most liberal county in Florida. Part of the reason is the black vote. I'm being completely honest. It's part of the black vote. It is the most Democrat county. A lot of people say, oh, what about Orange County? Oh, what about Broward County? Well, what about Aloha County? Well, Gadsden County has held the lead when it comes to the most progressive uh, progressive county in the state of Florida. So, being completely honest with you there. But yes, you also have Stanley Campbell doing well in Liberty County. But yes, Brian Rush, we haven't talked about you because you haven't carried any counties. But he got a respectable 6.7% of the popular vote. That is once again respectable. He's going to end up carrying. Well, he didn't carry anything, but he did his best in Baker County, where he got a respectable 23% of the popular vote, almost won second place, finishing behind Campbell by 2 points. I don't know where Baker County is. I would assume it would be in I would say Panhandle, mainly because that's where Campbell performed his best. Oh, right here. Yep, I was right. Baker County. Right by Jacksonville. And it's unknown if Brian Rush comes from there, but you never know. So this pretty much concludes the Democrat primary, as we see. Let's take a look at the Republican primary. All right, there's no surprise. No surprise here. Rick Scott has won the Republican primary, and he's received 84.4% of the popular vote against Keith Gross, who, he was a respectable challenger. You got 9.4% of the popular vote, and then there was John Columbus, who got 6.3%. County-wise, Scott did his best in Miami-Dade, where he received 90% of the popular vote, got up to 90. That's pretty good, and it's a sign that he's picking up a lot of Hispanic voters or conservatives in general. You got Mr. Keith Gross, who received 25% in Dixie County, and Dixie, right here. Dixie County, 25% to 858 voters for Keith Gross. And then you got, let's see. Okay, you got a tie for John Columbus. You could say, oh, Sarasota County was the best performing county for John Columbus. He got 9% of the popular vote there. True. It's 9% of the vote. And then you have a tie with Martin County, where he received 9%. So, New York Times is saying he did his best in Sarasota, despite being tied with Gross in this county. It's unclear how much voters that he ended up winning in Sarasota, unless I try to find the county. But I'm not going to risk wasting time. But maybe it's over here. But yeah. Anyway, this is pretty much our results. Rick Scott favored to win Florida, but I'm just curious to know how the Hispanic vote will go, or the Latino vote will probably go in which direction. So what do you guys think in regards to our forecast? Let me know down below. And as always, I'll see you all in the next political episode.